I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in LA podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though?
So if you're in the San Diego area, it's time for Comic-Con. Thursday, we'll be having an event open to the public at Mixed Grounds Coffee in North Park. I think it's 4555 30th Street. From noon to about 5 p.m., maybe even later. I'm going to be there. We're going to have some DJs, some comic art. We'll do some signings, maybe a little rapping. I'll have the new album on CD, Love and Rockets 316 on CD. I have some action figures selling. And it was fun for the whole family. No Comic-Con badge necessary. Drinks, music, comics, nerds, open to the public in San Diego. And then Saturday, if you're going to Comic-Con, the Hip Hop and Comics panel, if you've ever been, you need to come. You know you need to come. If you haven't been, 4:30 p.m. Saturday, check my page for the specific hall or meeting room. I'll have all this posted there as well. But yes, hopefully you can make it. We'll see you there. Episode 89, a number, another summer.
1989, a number, another summer. Sound of the funky drummer. Music hitting your heart, cause I know you got soul.
I just heard a new Public Enemy song that was banging.
Here's to the young and to the old. Different chapters, different books, truth be told. 35 and wild, 65 and wise. Generations apart, both trying to rise. Up beyond class and ages. Smoking stages. Protesting through the rage of 65. And I'm cool and live. Life's a vape in my hand. Y'all don't understand. You 35 and stressed, trying to make it, man. Trying to make it, man.
I don't know if we talked about it here. When I realized I'm old, when I realized that it wasn't just new music that was streaming, I guess it's one, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but a lot of my old catalog, everything before 316 was never on streaming. When all the platforms started popping, they didn't come online until like 2016. So when you look at my numbers, your Bad Man should have more streams and all those things, because Hustle and all those should have more streams, but they weren't on streaming platforms for many, many years. But when I also remembered, that caused me to be like, oh shit, I could now have every Public Enemy album. The day I fucking realized I had every Public Enemy album, I was so stoked. Sucks because music is free, but I paid for all those albums. Like many of you, we lost the CD cases. We don't have a way to play the tapes anymore, but I bought multiple Public Enemy albums, and to have them now all again, be able to listen to it anytime was great. Also, which allows me to let go of the fact that I don't own my masters. I don't know if we've spoken about that here, but that is such a colonizer mind state to say you own someone's music. Like, you're going to own my masters. Bitch, I can sing Check the Rhyme anytime I fucking want. You don't own them. Damn thing.
Check the rhyme.
I'm going to start at Westside Love, which we can really just go through. I'm not going to hold y'all. Shit was kind of not my favorite. Some of these songs, like, we were writing an album to get on tour, and I really, after me and Knife, and to this day, some people will say that 316 is my best material, and I recorded that in 5 days, writing 2 songs a day and never throwing away one of them. There's not a missing song. We reused every song we recorded in that 5 days, and it was the first time we met. So I'm really a fan of being in the moment. What I love about Ninth is that For Never is the most he ever bent his style up for me. And I was bringing in E. Jones, and it was a collaborative thing. But he is going to do him. Ninth can play some stuff, I think, and he told me no. I was like, why don't you just play something? Nope. I do this, and this is what I do best. Yeah, respect. So I think since Harold played the keys, but I feel like my cousin Chris played on this. I'm not sure, but it ended up being credit to Harold O'Neal, who's a great pianist in his own right. And I love name dropping my cousin because it's just like seeing him play at the Yamaha place on Wilshire, growing up and seeing where he's gone with his career, scoring all this famous shit. But what I love more than like, telling people like, my cousin, won an Oscar for a short film, or he, scored The Green Book, and he scored, or like he scored all these big films and Bridgerton and all these things. It's great. It's fun to say. But I love when I meet a jazz musician and I tell them who my cousin is, and they're like, oh, but even before he got the score, like when he was just gigging around LA and New York playing, and motherfucker, like, oh, your cousin could play. Like that shit means the world to me, because I consider, like, I know he can drop my, like when he was in the room with Mahershala for Green Book, and Mahershala, like, oh, your cousin is Murs? Like, same thing with my cousin D. I just love when my family is respected by people who are great at what they do as well. So when I met Harold and he played the keys, I was like, he's like, Chris? I was like, that's my little cousin. Like, I love that. So I think Chris played on this and Harold, but I'm not sure. But I think it might have started with Ski and Harold fucking around. Oh, you from the West Coast? This is how shit sound. And we just kind of made this record, and it was fun. And we kind of kept it.
Real cute, spinning loop, Fairfax, 5'2", baby blue Air Max, hair pulled back, nails get up. I said call me anytime you wanna get up north. Got a chick from Humboldt, white girl, dreadlocks with the good smoke. Got caught, went to jail trying to sell dope. Police asked me if I knew her, I said hell no. Had a lawyer broad, she kept me out of trouble. Cute face, briefcase with a nice bubble. Seattle girl, good to snuggle with on rainy days. Had to leave, hadn't seen the sun in 80 days. So I made my way up to Van City. Sweated at the border, but the girls are so damn pretty. Really, there's beauty everywhere you go. But I found my love in the 520. And you could be my Westside Love. Together we gon' show them how the Westside does. Back when we was poppin', that's the best I was. Come on and let's show them about the Westside, cuz
Slug told me, like, sometimes when you're doing something new, you got to drive the kids by the house. Like, do something that, when we do Felt, we always drop a couple songs that we know people will like, that, and then we'll go out and do something like Fly, But We'll Let the Fly and Crimson Skies on Felt 4. Like, we'll do some out shit.
And I wasn't gonna mention it, but the way your face sits in front of the sunset, a cinematic silhouette, give me.
Or I Shot a Warhol, but we'll do Dirty Girl and, like, so driving the kids by the house. So Westside Love was like, okay, like, do some LA shit, do like Freak These Tales Part 2. And I don't get tired of E40 doing the same themes in different ways because he's so unique. And so I thought, okay, this is a new producer, we can cover this topic. And, fake ass Dom Kennedy song, kind of, even though I kind of had done it before and too short. Like, we're all inspiring each other, man. But I don't think it's the best song, but I can remember the moment, and some of these are just worth it for the moment that we did it. So they were joking, like, oh, this is how West Coast. And I was like, all right, like, I see you, like, let's do it. And it all stems from, I got really loose with it. Speaking of Felt, and my stepfather is really an authority on Motown, and he didn't really come into my life, start dating my mom till I was like in my 20s or something, or married my mom till I was in my 20s. So we didn't really live together, so I didn't get any growing up influence. But the closer we got, like, through the years, like, he would have definitely had a bigger impact on my music career with his infinite knowledge of music from country to classical. But he told me that Gotta Give It Up by Marvin Gaye. It's like, I used to go out to parties and stand. That's a slap at a black, like any black American function. That shit come on in the 80s. Woo, they bumping and grinding, motherfuckers smoking cigarettes, drinking Night Train and Colt 45, and that motherfucker right there. It's a cold ass song. And my stepfather told me, like, that's an out song for Marvin. Berry Gordy wanted him to do disco. Motown was getting crushed by disco. They didn't have disco records because he was making soul music. And soul music was going away, declining. Disco was having its moment. Funk was having its moment. And he couldn't get Marvin to do a disco song. Berry Gordy, who's the owner of Motown, I'm assuming you guys know that shit, but the Suge Knight or Puffy of Motown, and not any of the negative connotations that come with that. He told the engineer, Marvin's main engineer, and Marvin said, I can get Marvin to do it. So one day Marvin was in the booth and he said, the story goes, I'm acting like I was there. He said, "Hey Marvin, what do you think about this?" Because, oh man, some no talent, blah blah. Like you ask a MC from our lane, like, what do you think about mumble rap? And he's like, man, I could do this. That takes no talent, takes no time. He's like, I bet you can't. That's what the engineer said to him. And he said, okay, watch this. And they allegedly did that song in like 10 minutes or something. The arrangement, everything. They just created it on the spot, and it's a slap. And it's his take on disco, and it doesn't sound like a disco sound, but it's danceable. So that stayed with me for many years. And on Felt, on the song, what is it? My heart is as pure as Sadiqa Shakur, homegrown in the depths of this something. Now there's no more standing my back up against the wall. I got myself together. Now I'm ready to ball. That's me reciting Marvin Gaye lyrics.
Now my heart is as pure as Sadiqa Shakur, homegrown in the guts of gangbangers galore. Set sail for many shores, still a product of war. Shell shock from the block, rock hard to the core. Though I try to give you more on this mic when I'm spitting in some lines, some text and some abject living. I'ma have that ribbon in the sky wrapped around my finger as a reminder of times kinder and love lingered. Singer, songwriter, smooth talker, street fighter, hauling heavy words to make the beat seem lighter. I'm a writer of
anyway. I remember writing that. Another funny tell I Felt 2 story, since we didn't do a breakdown, Felt 2. I remember writing that and Ant being like, that's too many words. And then it said, the ribbon in the sky, whatever. I said ribbon in the sky. And I was like, no, ribbon in the sky, Stevie Wonder, Marvin. I was telling him like, oh no, I'm talking about this. And he's like, oh shit. And he loves soul music and loves music too. Ant does. He's like, keep it. I think it's jumbled, but now I know what you mean about it. Keep it. Because Ant was sitting at the table with us in Slug's old apartment, like breaking down, like we're smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, writing lyrics together, and the collaborative process. I think that's part of why Felt 2 was so great. We did that in LA at this fancy hotel. We did that in Minnesota, overlooking the street in Sean's kitchen on his upstairs apartment. It was a moment. So yeah. Anyway, so Westside Love is like that for me. I was like, but of course, it's not as great as any of the songs on Felt 2 to me, or Give It Up by the great Marvin Gaye, but that vibe. The thing about Felt is too, like we had multiple sessions, and I think that's what a lot of my albums were missing, like re-recordings. Because I got into that groove with Ninth, and then because we did so much for Murs for President and that didn't hit, a lot of the Murs for President hit songs were just one-off sessions with a lot of producers. I didn't get to go in and like re-record and listen. So yeah, that's we missed with Westside Love, and it's kind of self-explanatory. It's not that deep, but some little stories behind that one.
Back when we was popping, that's the best I was. Come on and let's show 'em about the Westside blood. One chick from Oakland, she down business. Other one from Frisco, they always set tripping. She like the Niners, the other like the Raiders. It's all about the Dodgers, so I told them both later in the 503. They always go nuts. I had this crazy broad put voodoo on my toe nuts. At El Cholo, I met this Chicana chick. Short hair named Bianca, she was kinda thick. Couldn't deal with the brown and black politicking. She cut me off before a homeboy started tripping. I got a gangster chick, she from the projects. Always wear a bandana anytime we have sex. Punch my ex in the face, threw up a gang sign. Some of y'all think I'm playing, but I ain't lying. We broke up, she got back with her baby dad. But I still got love for a crazy ass, and you could be my Westside Love. Together we gon' show 'em how the Westside does. Back when we was poppin', that's the best I was. Come on and let's show 'em about the Westside, cuz you could be my Westside Love. Together we gon' show 'em how the Westside does. Back when we was poppin', that's the best.
This was also like too, it's just like the moments are like, I love that they came out so I can remember these moments. Like we're in a mansion, I'm with Damon Dash and like hanging out in this mansion in Woodstock where there's an actual, I wrote a song, speaking of, I wrote a song called I Shot a Warhol, and there's a fucking, I've probably said this when we started this thing, but there's a fucking Warhol. When I walk past this painting so many mornings hanging out with Damon in the mansion, like he'd read the New York Times and we're talking shit, and like this motherfucker's like, doing his insulin, like insulin shots in front of me, like we are friends. We are like, it's a brotherhood, this whole Blue Rock thing we were building together. And we're just, out by the pool looking at beavers. The actual, my first, I'm a city boy, first time actually seeing a whole ass beaver out by the pool. He's watching me as I get up. I'm running every morning, running my little 5K and shit around the yard, dreadlocks. Oh, no dreadlocks. That's a whole nother story about the dreadlocks. I mean, I used to run. Why not? It's a podcast. So the Invincibles album, I don't know if we told the story, but we were recording in Winter Springs out in the sticks of Florida, outside Orlando. This guy owned that recording studio that was also like a ranch kind of. And I get up and run in the morning, and I had the big fucking dreadlocks that were like sticking out to the side, big, I had 5 dreads, and one's flopping up and down. And I was running around the yard. First, I started running down the road, and then I'm looking, okay, Confederate flag, still, I'm an LA dude. I feel like I'm top of the food chain. Motherfuckers pull up with a shotgun and Confederate flag. We fighting before they get the shots off. I'm not, no fear on that level. But then a motherfucking black snake, I almost stepped on a black snake in the road. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna run my black ass around the perimeter of the ranch. And so I started doing that. And I noticed that there was a fucking eagle or a hawk following me, circling. I was like, nah, that can't be. So I ran up under the carport, and it flew off. Waited a few minutes, went back out, that motherfucker came back. I was like, this motherfucker thinks I'm a rabbit or some type of prey. This motherfucker's gonna swoop down, and nobody in the group, I was recording with Holy Bread, the Invincibles album, no one believed me. So I said, hey, y'all come out here. Y'all not gonna believe this shit. And I started running around and like, oh shit, like there was a fucking hawk, eagle, whatever the fuck it was, about to just swoop down and grab a handful of my fucking David Hines Congo Nyabingi locks. Anywho, I was still in that routine where we were doing Love and Rockets one. I read somewhere like, as fit as you are at 35 is the fittest you're going to be in your whole life. So I was really trying to be there. And I knew I was going to be a late dad, and I needed to get my shit together. And performing wasn't as easy as it was. All that shit. But actual friends. So like I was driving his Jeep around, driving in place because he doesn't drive, driving a van, driving him and his son, and kicking it. One day where he was living in Greenpoint, where we were he had a house in a condo, Brooklyn. Ski had an apartment. He had the penthouse corner suite. And I would stay in Dame's place when he wasn't staying there, or then sleep on Ski's floor when he was. And we were just moving between the mansion and Woodstock and there recording this record. One day I'm walking with Dame, going to get some vegan burgers at this hipster bar in Greenpoint. And dude was standing on the corner like, what's up, Dame? I'm like, what? It's motherfucking OC.
Time's up. You lack the minerals and vitamins, irons in the niacin. Fuck who that I fear. Rappers sit back, I'm about to begin. Bout foul talk and squall. Never even walked the wall. More or less destined to get tested. Never been arrested. My album will manifest many things that I saw, did, or heard about.
Okay, guys? OC. You lack the minerals and vitamins, irons in the niacin. Fuck who that I fear. Rappers. Time's Up, one of the most important records of my young life, of the origins of Murs. Oh shit. And then you're friends with Damon Dash, like he was talking shit about gangster rap, but he was talking shit about fake gangster rappers, and all the street shit I hear Damon say, I'm pretty sure is authentic. And I've been around him and seen a lot. I'm not gonna, if he says he was doing something, he was probably really doing it. So maybe that's why they get along, but they've been friends for years. That's also too when you notice that like these people were all friends. Like Jay-Z came up opening for Ski Beats' group Original Flavor, which was a hip hop fan. Hey G, can I get open? Like that's hip hop. They brought in the crack rap because that's what they were really living, but they had to tell it with skill. It didn't matter what you were saying as long as it was authentic and told well. And that's what him and Dame did. So I'm sure they were all these New York rappers, like you see now the memes about Busta Rhymes and Q-Tip and Jay-Z went to the same high school. So they all knew each other. But from my mind still, I'm like, worlds are colliding right now. We're in the corner in Brooklyn. Dame from Harlem. I believe OC is from Queens. And we're in Brooklyn and these dudes is chopping it up, happy as fuck to see each other. Genuine love. And like, you know, he had heard of who I was kind of and was like, I had to jump out my shit. Like, I'm like, fuck. You know, people always say to me, I don't want to fan out. I was like, fuck. I'm not even apologizing. Hey, bro, can I get a verse for my record? Straight up. Please. No doubt. For Dame, yeah, like, it was done. I was like, oh, my God.
I'm a light shining through the confusion. We sell frequencies designed as music. All I do is kick rhymes, have fun, and do cool shit.
This is grown man talk. Head up high with pride is how I walk. Take notes from the source. Innocence analog in the 2-inch reels. You had to show and prove your skill to cop you a deal. Cosigns was void. Shortcuts didn't exist. You had to go hard in the paint to score. Test of time would separate the weak from those who had abilities to transcend beats. In other words, yo, you had rappers and then you had MCs. Came Melly Mel, G-Rap and OC. Busy Bee, Starsky, old varsity. Sideways talk nowadays. Larceny, fast forward. Present time, now it's something called 360 deal. Idiots ask where do I sign? Bent over, face down, getting dick from behind. I'm shaking my head thinking you out your cotton picking minds.
Life is a myth and time is an illusion. I'm a light shining through the confusion. We sell frequencies designed as music. All I do is kick rhymes, have fun, and do cool shit.
And they did it when I wasn't there. We got the beat and like we sent it, gave it to him. But I would see, when I was in the neighborhood, I would just see OC and he was super chill, man. I couldn't fucking believe it. And the tour before I did this record, and we talked about it in the first episode of this record, Ab-Soul is kind of the impetus. Him hanging out with Dash is kind of how I got really cool hanging out at the old Blue Rocks DD 172 studios. And I had given a verse to Ab for his album, Late something, I don't say Late Registration, but Long-Term Mentality. I think that's the one I'm on.
Look, see me, I'm from the mid. Don't fuck with the kid. Heavy artillery that's known to split your wig. Put your fitted on the curb, you know, flip your lid. Brains on the sidewalk, you know what it is, that is. I got that street mentality. Razor blade in my mouth, beats wanna battle me. I slice this bitch up, I ain't playing. Snare needs stitches from the words that I'm saying. Name 'em, I'll fade 'em. Reppin' LA and tattoos showing mean mugging at the weigh-in. Smack you with a bottle that I picked up on the way in. And them niggas rolling with you only with you cause you pay them. And real niggas don't get extorted. We call for the mothership then board it. That mean we fly how we wanna fly. Me and Ab coming for you, better go running high, bitch. I hope it hit you like a bus done running to you. I'm only fucking with you, I know it's nothing to you. But I gotta make it something to you. Slip on it long enough, you got it coming to you.
And I recorded that verse on the back of the bus. And I was like, all right. And he's like, sure, I got you. So he sent me a verse. So I loved having 3 generations of MCs on that. OC, me, and Ab-Soul. 3 of the greatest MCs in rap. Call me stupid if you want. But having that song was important to me, like generational, mixing generations.
Light shining through the confusion. We sell frequencies designed as music. All I do is kick rhymes, have fun, and do cool shit.
Wasn't for this hip-hop-ish, I'd probably lose it. The real thinker, don't confuse me with Confucius. Cut on your blinker, get it right, I'm the prototype. I spit like I mix chemicals in beakers. Way before I heard my words thumping out a speaker, I knew I was too cool to play follow the leader. Everything I do goes over the head of overachievers. We can discuss this over lunch, it's over when I dump my feces. Fucking punks, bunch of bitches, y'all should wear pumps. Square up, run to Orange County for a fair one. I'm out your frequency, don't speak to me. Reason be, I'm like a deity in the elite. Murs, bow our heads, bon appetit. Let's turn paid dues into Coachella and have a feast. This rap game is full of lames, driving themselves insane, looking for a lane, man.
Life is a myth and time is an illusion. I'm a light shining through the confusion. We sell frequencies designed as music. All I do is kick rhymes.
Life is a myth, the time is an illusion. I'm a light trying to shine through the confusion. Whatever, all I do is make around, have fun, do cool shit. That's what Dame was saying all the time. He's like, we weren't trying to do anything but have fun and be cool. Like, it wasn't about the money. People think it was, but it wasn't. Like, we were just doing us and doing what we thought was cool and fun, have fun, do cool shit with your friends. That's all we were trying to do, man. And we got, you know, he acknowledged some of like the overstepping they did. He acknowledged it often with me, which was really, he's really humbling and just dope to me to see him be like, nah, yeah, now that was out of line. I wish I hadn't done that. Like I would have done this differently. He's like, yo, I didn't have a father. My mother died when I was 16. Like I put myself through boarding school. Like his story is phenomenal. And in seeing his changes in his development and you understand him. And so I was getting an understanding for someone who inspired my hustle and my business, the way I handle myself in music business is a lot of ways because of what Damon did. And so that's why I put that in the hook. Yeah, it was a time, man. Kendrick, the great Kendrick Lamar, had his first show, I believe, in Brooklyn. And I think Soul told me that, so I pulled up on him. I took Dame's car. I asked Dame, I was like, yo, Dame, there's this kid you need to see. He's from Compton. He's really dope. He's like, nah, I just go. I'm not trying to go out. Because when he goes out, not that he didn't want to see Kendrick, he didn't believe me. I don't think he had heard of him yet, but he was just like, he believed me, but he was just like, when he goes outside, it's a thing, you know? It's a thing. When you start being around people who are extremely famous, like it's a lot of effort for them, whether you believe it or not, to go out in public. For most of them, I won't speak for all famous people, for the ones I know. And I've never been around many people who complain about it, but I can see that it takes a toll. It was a great night. So yeah, and Sean Price was playing too. So I went backstage and I cut my hair, and Sean hadn't seen me since I cut my hair. So I went and I think I slapped him on the shoulder. So what's up, my nigga? Like, you know, we're cool. Hey, yo, I slapped ice, earth, wind, fire, and ice out that nigga. Like that Sean Price that I had heard jokey Sean Price, me and him, you know, just joking backstage at Rock the Bells, pay dues. You know, I've flown him out to do open for me at House of Blues for one of my annual like House of Blues shows on Sunset. I'm a fan and he was just super, just a great human. So I'm like, what's up? And he's like, the look he gave me, and he stood up, and I had to like put my hands up like, like, yo, it's Murs, it's Murs. Oh, yo, son. And he gave me the biggest hug, but I was like, holy shit. Now I see, like, he was about to slap earth, wind, fire, and ice out of this N-word. Jesus.
I bust heaters at your whole damn click blow. Sean Price, the leader of boot camp, click down. Admire the admiral, animal rap. Smack the shit out of a nigga and hand him his hat. Banging on wax, niggas don't bang in the street. Banging online, niggas don't bang in the street. Playing for keeps, keep playing. I slam your ass on your face till your fucking teeth breaking. Pig, the jerk been retired, I'm nice, so I'm back, nigga. Smack, earth, wind, fire, and ice out that nigga. Rap niggas, I doubt if there's nigga doing it like me. Fuck out of here.
But yeah, Dot did his thing. There's a picture my homeboy sent me before he passed. Shout out to AC from Dallas. He was there, New York, Dallas, motherfucker, man. But he was there. He's the one who told me. He's like, you know, that's what he knew everything that was going on hip hop. Always sipping lean, like just, hey dog, it's AC from Dallas. You know your boy Kendrick. He playing in Brooklyn tonight. I was like, yeah. Always backstage. I never had to get him in. So he snapped this picture of me, Ab Soul, and Kendrick that night that I had me wearing my as I was still a Knicks fan at the time, wearing my Carmelo Anthony Knicks t-shirt. Oh man, what a night. Yeah, Soul is somebody I met. I guess we can go on to that. Soul is somebody I met the day I did the She Needs Me verse for Kendrick.
By my waistline, shot for your heart, and you called it a hate crime. Say you want me back and your girl wanna date dime. That's high school shit. For 01K, we could be friends with benefits. You dig that? That girl is smoking, and can you believe that I'm her focus? It ain't hard to see she got me open, and together we are roller coasting.
Her up walked out, now she crying cause she need me. I got that John Bryan love, that defiant love. We call it punch drunk. We was a two-piece, she was a one punch. You know a knockout, and if she was to walk out, my heart would go black, shrivel up and drop out. There we go again, what the fuck you talking about? We used to fuck all the time back at at my mama's house, smoking BDs, laying on the futon. Memories I got saved up like a coupon, and we be too gone off a sack of stress weed. I was broke then, couldn't cop the best weed, and she would just leave in a black hatchback. Homies from the hood used to ask me if I tapped that. I would say yup, smiling so freely. That was back then, but I bet she still need me. She need me, she need me, she need me, she need me. I would say yes, smiling so freely. That was back then, I bet she still need me.
That girl is smoking, and can you believe that I'm her focus? It ain't hard to see she got me open, and together we are roller coasting on.
Kendrick called me. I won't go into too much detail, but it was, one of the other Damon and Top are just, for the most part, really who they say they are. So it was an experience. Let's say for me, I had my brand new SL 500 convertible Benz, and I'm pulling up to the TDE studios, which are in the neighborhood, and dudes, some red shirts and across the street peeping me out. I called out. I'm like, hey, bro, you need to come out here and walk me in because I'm about to hop out the Benz. And I don't, I wasn't, as we talked about before, like I had my mentors telling me like I needed to be having a pistol. I just never went with it. I go with God and good intentions. And so I was like, hey, man, but I'm not stupid. I was like, I'm not just going to get out and walk up to the house. And I'm also smart enough. I check the rear view and the side view before I get out the car when I'm somewhere in another neighborhood. So I could see dudes across the street. I think it was like, peeping me. And I was like, hey, man, come on out. Walk your boy into the studio. It was good, man. Q was there. J-Rock was there. I did my verse, and Ali was mixing. It was like a real moment before that. This is 2010, 11, before it is what it is, pre-Section 80. I was doing a verse for the Overly Dedicated mixtape. So, motherfuckers like looking at me like gave me my props. Like, I'm like, okay, this is a young, I knew they were going to be what they're going to be. I was, telling them like, when Dre finds you, bro, it's about to be a rap because you're that guy. Like you can hear him and not know how great he was and was going to be. So I'm not special, just smart. And so yeah, I was like, and what Shock G and OC did for me, like I'm not gonna charge you, like just keep it going. But I was definitely like, okay, young rappers are watching me. I gotta nail this verse. So I didn't write it. I just I had it memorized and a lot, that's a gift that he gave me that, when I mentor kids today, they go, oh, you had a song where She Needs Me. People sleep on Enjoy with me, Warren G, and Kendrick on Knife Wonders album. The song's called Enjoy. It's a dope song, too.
Yeah. And there you motherfuckers get at me. Yeah.
See, I grew up with the blue team before there was a U-Stream. Seen a lot of niggas knocked out over shoestrings. Rhyming on these beats since the 90s, I'm a factor. Here with this career until I'm in the hereafter. Classic with this mic, like Mike when he was blacker. And you remind me of me when I was whacker. I read lines and bring drama like an actor, but I'm so Hollywood that you would think that I'm a rapper. You think I got it backwards? It really doesn't matter. Producer meets the rapper, he's the former, I'm the latter. Spacing out these bars so you niggas can climb on. I'm proof that you can still make loot and keep your rhyme strong. Burn out the industry as hot as my performance. Be the mainstream dream meets the nightmare of normalcy. The anti of everything cool. Still most likely to succeed cause there ain't no rules, yeah.
My nigga, we out here, photo cutlass, and arsenal for your luggage. Don't trap. You fabricate to the public, we don't believe shit. Believe it or not, call your bluff, then leave your ass with knots. The juggernaut that's in your rectum, car park and resurrect them. I'm sure to cause a spectrum, especially when my mental telepathy start to F them. AKA fuck them, AKA nothing's in my way once I start pooper bucking. Fuck up your function and your house party, my life shortly about fortune and vice. If the feds called me, I tread softly, just toss me life. And your hot tops said my posse came to properly fight. Everyone's watching them, right? If you're not watching me, nice. Send my big cousin a kite. Got my shit buzzing when shit wasn't a doorbell, an insect, or a light here in sight. Amen. Now won't you be, amen, and pay respects, enjoy as we progress, destroy your baby steps, son.
Yeah, that day, Q was there, J-Rock was there, Dot was there, and Ali was there. And I was like, where's Soul? And he's like, oh, he's at his grandfather's record store. I was like, all right. So then I drove the Benz over to go see. And I said, because this was like a time where just like, look, I probably should have been more calm. I'm like pulling up in Del Amo, wherever, the Carson, where I'm just everywhere. Crazy ass hair. And so I hopped out just at his, I was like, yeah, I just want to meet you too. Like I met the other dudes. We talked for a few while, I've always been in this mentor mode with anybody that's younger, just trying to share the game and just be available and present with them. You need a verse. Like I'm probably one of the few people I've done a verse with song with J-Rock, song with Schoolboy Q, song with Soul, song with Dot. Because if they call me whatever they needed, I was like, and even when they didn't need it, I'm like, yo, you should go to this. I'll put you on the list. Like pull up. Whether it's Lauryn Hill or Smoke Out or, I would just try to help all those young men be in this space and enjoy themselves and get experience and any type of wisdom or knowledge I could share. And so I sat with Soul, and he was telling me his background and how his grandfather owned this record store, and he had been there when Biggie was in there, and just blah, blah, blah. And then when I started to tour for the album before this, whatever the fuck it wasn't for Never. I think it was just the Road to Pay Dues tour. There wasn't really an album on that tour. I was from Varsity Blues 2, but wasn't really an album. It was just the Road to Pay Dues. It was really I would go to each city, and if you had a plane ticket, I would give you tickets to Pay Dues. I was trying to get people Pay Dues to be a destination place. Once again, being a marketing rapper, entrepreneur, just hustling. Like, yes, I'm out here and I can get people in every city to come out and see me, and we can make a little money. But mostly I want you guys to come to the festival to check out some dope ass hip hop. Because Black Hippie was performing that year, and blah, 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 and my punk band, and Tabby Benet, and D1. And so I was just trying to promote, and these are all people who I think who went on to do great things. Lil B, the bass guy. So when it came time to do that tour, I called to see if Dot wanted to go, and things were really popping off for him. So I was like, okay, does Soul want to go out? And yeah, they said yeah, and I couldn't pay him much, but I covered all his, lodging and the hotel and the bunk.
Road to Pay Dues tour continues. In Seattle now, the El Corazon. So it's where Nirvana got started, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kurt Cobain. Shit, I'm just chilling, man. It's my first tour. You know what I mean? They treated me very well. I got Moscato every night. And, I just want to enjoy it, smoking good weed everywhere. They've been blessing me. It's good. I love it. I could do this every night. Straight up. Shout out to the homie Murs.
He came out for little to no money and killed it. And like I said, I always watch people fronting on me. Someone real close to me was on the tour and was just like, years later, was like, man, you had me on the road with the greatest MC of all time. I'm like, yeah, yeah, like I've watched motherfuckers front on motherfuckers opening for me, and then years later be like, oh, same thing with, I feel like Sean Price I was really let down because I'm sitting on the side stage just like, woo, and motherfuckers are looking at Sean like, when's Murs coming on? I'm like, oh my God, I love that you love me, but I want you to love the people I love. Like, and then watching when he passed away way too early, everybody's a fan. I'm like, man, like, it's like, ugh. Yeah, man, couple stories from that era of the Murs journey. There's a book out, Tour Story. We're going to keep it live on johnnyplantain.com. The book is called Tour Story Volume 1. My homie Jay Yedo took pictures. I wrote the words, told some tour stories. Many of you met him at the merch booth. But go get your book, johnnyplantain.com, and look it up. Yo, all this time I forgot to apologize about last week, man. I went off, I said some shit, I don't know. I don't say I shouldn't have said, but shit that has nothing to do with music, but I really feel like I had to get that out before I can act like I can just talk like shit is normal right outside this fucking window I sit in my studio in South Central. Like the dude, the Fruit Ninja dude is still not out there. The fucking car wash next to my house is still closed because people won't go to work.
One word we keep hearing over and over again is the fear that is circulating among so many communities in our area and frankly across the country. Eyewitness News anchor Tanya Rivero taking a closer look at that fear that is gripping so many immigrant communities.
I am filled with fear, says this undocumented single mother of 3 who understandably does not want to be identified. She works at night, she says, to care for her children during the day. But since a recent federal raid nearby, she's afraid to return to her after-hours restaurant job.
We've been ducking ICE since the 80s when ICE was immigration. We was dipping for they raided. And the raiders start a parka to black dickies in the bomber part of fuck the police. You still confused about partner.
By this time, I should be telling everyone I'm performing at Rhymefest, something that I said I would not do ever for various reasons. But I prayed on it, and I am blessed to not need the finances this guy was offering me to perform, because the promoter, who was a good dude, really wanted me to perform. So I told him, the spirit led me to say just like, yo, I'll do it if you donate my whole guarantee to the Immigrant Defense Fund. So that's what's happening. But I should be at Rhymefest August 16th. And we'll be pulling out the big check and everything, hopefully inspiring everybody to give a little more. And it works out because also my album's coming out. I don't say I forgot the date because we've been releasing it a different way with all the singles. And so I'll be there selling new albums, and I'm going to figure out how to donate some of those funds as well. But it's on a label, and there's a producer. And so it's not all my money, but all my money I'm getting for performing, the whole $10,000 will be donated. And I've also inspired and suggested strongly to the promoters that they donate a portion. And so they chose to donate a portion of each ticket sold to the Immigrant Defense Fund. That looks like what we're going to do. And yeah, so that was last week. But I was talking about my disposition, and I was still growing on this tour. And Dame was somebody who said something to me on this tour after I had one of my incidents. I said, like, where I crip out. I had an issue with, we had a lot of people. We did the tour for this record. We had a lot of people on the bus. The buses could be arranged different ways, but usually there's a back lounge, there's a front lounge, and then there's 12 bunks. So there's stacks of 3, 6 on each side. And so the hallway is full of 12 bunks. It smells god-awful. And it's part of the reason I have acid reflux. When you lay down after you eat, nobody told me, and you're laying flat and the bus is rocking back and forth, the stomach acids are just rushing up and down your esophagus. So I'm still dealing with this literally to this day. Not the best. No one told me. So rappers out there, if you're going to tour and once you eat the IHOP or whatever, the microwave food, paninis you make on your George Foreman grill, whatever it is, sit up and watch a couple episodes of whatever the fuck you want to watch before you go lay down in your bunk. It could change your life, improve your life, protect the quality of life. Anyway, I explained to certain individuals that I didn't want weed on the bus. I was drug free, and also I just don't want to get pulled over and harassed. I don't have the disposition to deal with the police, so I try to avoid them at all costs. Plus, I don't have time to get held up getting to a show to get the money, because everyone on this bus depends on the money. And if we don't get to the show, I still got to pay the bus driver and a lot of people's salaries on this road. So let's keep it professional. I'm a hip hopper. Every show, there's people that want to smoke with me, and I will send them to you for weed. Don't bring weed on the bus. Motherfuckers continue to do it, hiding it in the engine, blah, blah, blah. So we get to one place, and motherfucker starts smoking in the front of the bus. I lost my shit. So I go, hey, cuz, whoever is smoking on the front of the bus ain't got no motherfuck your mama. So you can't walk it back. We are going to squabble when we get to the fucking gas station, cuz. Like, I can't fucking believe y'all niggas think that is boo-boo the fool? Am I a whole ass bitch? Like, I started getting dressed. I was in my drawers late. I take the back room to myself to sleep. I was in my drawers. I'm putting on my pants, like putting on my shirt, tucking, like, I'm like, yo, when I was like, pull the fucking bus over. When we get to the fucking gas station, let's go. Fuck your mama, fuck your dad. All of that. I went all of that. I was furious. Motherfuckers had to call it in. And Dame was basically like, yo, nobody's gonna fight you. Why are you tripping? Are you going to be Mr. Peace and Love Rasta? Are you going to be a gang member? Are you going to be a Crip or a Blood? What are you? You got to make up your mind, bro. Like, straight up. Like, you got to, because he said something on the phone. I was like, cuz, he's like, hold on. This is Damon Dash calming me down. This also gave me some more perspective. Like, what are you doing, Murs? Like, what's really wrong with you, bro? Like, I guess I always preface, like, I don't know if I was gonna win that fight, but as Savant told you in the 100th or the 1 year episode, we are going to have to throw hands at that part of my life. And I was married. This is 2011. I was 34, 35 years old. Like, what was I thinking? Like, taking the disrespect, like I felt disrespected and I didn't know how to process that. But also all out of like, I'm trying to avoid the police and jail at all costs, at all times, because as you can see, I don't have this disposition for disrespect. I learned a lot on that tour. Like, who are you going to be? And I'm all of that, but especially in your music, like people want you to be one-dimensional. I use this analogy all the time. Like, I make pro-black songs and I'm pretty pro-black. Like, my family has one of the longest running black businesses in LA, probably the longest as far as I know, maybe the second longest. I live in an all-black neighborhood, the blackest neighborhood in Southern California. Like I'm supposed to my family reunion, like I'm very Black American, man. And I'm very conscious, or I read and revolutionary tendencies and all this stuff. But if I make a pro-black song, they want to hear that from Kweli. They don't want to hear it from me. Americans want their ketchup from Heinz, and then you reach over. Heinz makes mustard too, but if you, especially with black cookouts, like if you don't have the French's mustard, you're not really doing shit in my era. You could get the off-brand mustard, you could get a Heinz mustard, and it's right next to the Heinz ketchup. Like everything. No, we're Americans. We like this, and everything has to be marketed in your branding. This before branding was talked about in hip hop as much as it is now, but everything must be branded. So people don't want you. We come to you for the Love and the Rockets, the MC songs and the girls, the Pain and 316, bars and broads, for lack of a better term. And there's a better term for broads. It's women. But that's what we come, heartbreak and bars. That's what you're here for, Murs. Emo shit and and it's it goes down to life too. Like, who are you going to be? Like, are you, I love Jesus. Are you going to follow the Prince of Peace and be cussing people and trying to fight and say stupid shit all at 35 years old? What are you doing, bro? But I was so furious that I started smoking cigarettes again on that tour. And Tabby freaked out. I'll never forget, we were in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We were performing at a church, and I was outside of the church. I had walked hella far to get American Spirit Ultralights, and I'm just sitting on the porch. And he had done 2 tours with me or so, that by that point we had been friends. He's like, he's like, I won't say you like tears, like but he was very sincere. Like, are you okay? Because he's known me as this vegan who doesn't drink, who doesn't cheat on his wife, he's like, why? I was like, cuz I am about to kill somebody if I get back on that bus without having something to calm me down. My nerves are shot. I don't say I'm about to kill someone. I'm about to start some bullshit. Like, saying killing someone is extreme. I wasn't going to kill nobody. But I was about to. I am the head leader. I am, quote unquote, the star. I don't need to be behaving or talking to people that way or acting that way. And it took one of my longtime mentors, who is also, coincidentally, one of the loudest mouths in hip hop, pause, to tell me, like, what the fuck are you doing? And coming from him, I'm like, well, yeah, what the fuck am I doing? But I was able to stop smoking when I got home. I had quitting cigarettes was one of the hardest things in my life. When we were doing, I think it was the Murs Revenge era, when I was recording, or we're just working that record, and I had just stopped smoking cigarettes, and I would sit. I had Finding Nemo bedspread and comforter set in my adult room, and with a poster of City of God, it still kind of looks like me and my wife. It was foretelling in the front of my room, and I was shivering and crying in my bed trying to quit cigarettes. This is one of the hardest things I ever did. Till you start raising kids and trying to have a healthy marriage. And worthwhile, like hardest worthwhile things you can do, and I'm working out every day trying to just like really kick the habit, and I did. And so sick for me to like 6-7 years later to have to start smoking. But I was disciplined. When I got home, I was done. And then once I had kids, being on the road away from my kids made me like stressed, and I had to, I would smoke on tour. I would smoke and drink only on tour. And it's kind of pretty much stayed there. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. But for a while it was that way, because I couldn't bear being away from my kids or leaving my partner in the trenches. Because when you have kids, they're in the trenches, like moms who have musician husbands who have a house full of kids while their husband's away. it's hard, and it's hard for a husband that cares. Not only do you miss them, but it's also, you know how much work goes into running a household. And in your absence, it's double the work for your partner. So that stressed me the fuck out. But yeah, I think that's enough talking. We'll go into, I was going to go in and reach higher.
Artist, lover, rapper, and a writer. Trying to build this empire. My intent is to inspire. I believe you can be whatever you desire. But you gotta reach higher. I said you gotta reach higher. Come on, you gotta reach higher. Grab a hold of your dreams and set the world on fire. They said I wasn't shit without a record deal. Took it all in and I let it build. Then I hopped on a plane, landed Amsterdam, $30 to my name. I'm just giving y'all the game. I made a small fortune way before I had the fame. Saw the world before my 21st birthday, but what I really wanted was respect in the worst way. They fronted on us in the magazines, acted like we didn't even have a scene. The underground was invisible until the world went digital. Napster was a blessing in disguise, cause it helped to show the world the real rapper's still alive. Now my distribution worldwide and my US fan base tripled in size. The beginning of the end for the major labels, cause all they did was spend money trying to cover up for lack of talent, promoting crack and black on black violence. But we refused to stay silent, started up a movement making music that was timeless. A small group of true rhymers, they used to ignore us, now they wish they would have signed us. Artist, lover, rapper, and a writer. Trying to build this empire. My intent is to inspire. I believe you can be whatever you desire. But you gotta reach higher. I said you gotta reach higher. Come on, you gotta reach higher. Grab a hold of your dreams and set the world on fire. My own mother didn't understand. Now she my #1 fan. And all the older homies used to front on me till I started my own company. I was selling tapes on the street, standing on the corner, had them $5 a piece. When you was out falsifying crack schemes, I was out there and I was serving up rap things. Me, Karma G, and IQ, 40 dupes, big nose, living legends is the crew. We had to do what we had to do. If I didn't serve, then I didn't have food. 8 dudes living in East Oakland, in a warehouse dreaming, hoping, smoking. Sold a little dope in, nothing but some weed just to keep the cash flowing. Controlling our destiny, blood, sweat, and tears over years was the recipe. And that equals longevity. Now I'm Bruce Banner living life so incredibly. That mean my green on some hope shit. Y'all niggas think you like me? I'm insulted. I'm nothing like you dudes. You built your whole career posting shit on YouTube. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Reach higher is just like, you know, artist, lover, rapper, and a writer. My intent is to inspire. And I think that, you know, it's like the Nipsey interview that keeps going around. Like I think we probably read the similar book with like the highest, whatever something is, the most noble concept, whatever is to inspire others.
The highest human act is to inspire. I don't care really the business side of music. You know, I might pay attention and get informed about how the album performed, but it don't really influence how I feel about the music. So, you know, when I thought about what factor make me like the music, you know, what really is it? And I think it's like the music that inspires you. That's the stuff you play over and over again. And you got shit that entertain you, shit that motivates you, but I think at the core, all that, it inspires you to dance. It inspires you to get some money. It inspires you to fall in love. But it inspires you, you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the goal of making music, is to inspire.
I don't know where I got it. Remember, maybe we both just think the same, but I think it's from a book. And yeah, that might claim to fame. I went to the same magnet school that Nipsey went to. So probably in some of the required reading, we both read the same thing. I don't know. God bless him.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way. Cause I took control of things. Ballin' the solo way. And if you pattern my trend, I make you my protege. Slossin' that soldier race. Niggas don't know them days. Take you in back of the buildings. Make you expose your rage.
Mentioned Napster, like, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but while everyone was complaining, like, I was celebrating. I used to have that show and that night to get you to buy my music because I didn't have nationwide or worldwide distribution yet. So if you didn't buy a tape that night, you were never going to hear my music again, most likely. So that's why I stood out in front of venues, even if I wasn't performing, and sold music because I wasn't in the stores. And then Amoeba was kind enough to take us in, and it started to grow. But still, like, we're in Texas, I need you to buy this tape now. We're opening for the Alcoholics, I think it's around the Alcoholics when Napster was really getting big. But even before that, we're opening for Hyro. How are you going to get my music if you don't buy it? And there's 7 other dudes in my crew selling their own tapes. So my performance had to be dynamic enough that when you caught me off stage, you would give me $5 for something you only heard a verse of. Because I'm performing a 30-minute set with 8 dudes. You didn't really hear me get down. But that's why I'm jumping and like I'm selling myself. And I'm also scared shitless and don't want to be on stage. And people, so like I'm doing a lot. Then Napster came out, and it was just like one of the homies that went to Howard, I believe, was like, bro, I put my whole dorm up on you. And then my brother started getting me into screw music because somebody in Detroit music, like people would put him on and stuff, and he'd go download it on his LimeWire and Napster, and then he'd burn a CD, send it to me. And it was like, that's how a lot of independent rappers got a leg up on this machine called the music industry. Like I was like, man, yeah, dub it all, just come to the show. And then when I started getting t-shirts, just buy a t-shirt or don't buy shit, just come to the show. That's enough. Or give it to somebody else. That's even better. For free. Give it. People still come to me like, man, here's $100. I stole so much of your music. Is it really stealing? Because of you all, I'm able to do so much. So that's like, Napster like leveled the playing field, man. I've never been upset about that. And, and then people were like, when my homies went to Howard, they'd be like, oh, this is my dude. Yes, those other dudes you hear about LA, yes, there's gangster rap and all that, but this is y'all New York dudes didn't think we got no rappers? This is my bro right here. This is my nigga, pause or whatever, excuse me. But, and I felt good to be able to that's another one I'm talking about. I was talking about Chris and my cousin and Artistic, when I can drop their names of DJs or jazz musicians and feel their respect. Like when homies would come home from the pen and be like, man, my nigga, when I read you in the source, when I saw you in the source, I showed everybody on my tier, or I showed everybody on my cell block, or your video came on, I'd be like, that's my nigga. And there's this line where E40 says, like, if it wasn't for some of that tired of being stepped on shit when I was locked up, I probably would have never made it. Looking at my folks on TV, and then back like, that's Vallejo, nigga.
You're not. All I gotta do is cough to have your motherfucking head knocked off. Bar none, sucked up to Nathan. Heavy rotating. If it wasn't for some of that time to being stepped on shit when I was locked up, I probably wouldn't have never made it. Splurging, overspending, doing just a little bit too much, putting the head on the 40. If I could do it all over again, I'd do it just like you. I was locked up on a Friday, I went to court on a Tuesday. The third strike victim just tried to do me. Looking at my folks on TV. Nigga, that's my nigga. In the day room, watching BET. Sorry about your partner, heard he took a fall. Up in here, we get the news before y'all. Now you know we ain't supposed to be talking on these kind of phones.
When your boys are locked up and they be saying they know you, or, Okie Dog dropped and my homie was locked up and he was like, I told y'all motherfuckers, like, there's no higher compliment than back to this song, like than to inspire, like when make my dudes want to come home, make my dudes feel at home when they're locked up and incarcerated, be like, that's my nigga. He's doing it and he's representing. He said Mid-City. He said this. He said that. He said Pico, nigga, what? He said Okie Dog. Like, they motherfuckers that love you feel the love when you're out there being authentic, your authentic self, and representing for them. I can't describe to you guys the feeling. Yeah, man. So the same, whether it's in the college dorm or the penitentiary, like people putting them up on my music, Napster was really good for that. I said the beginning of the end for the major labels I was playing on, because beginning of the end and the end of the beginning, my first real album. That's Napster was the reason I was able to parlay that into a Best Buy album that actually sold units. That was I wasn't a new artist. Like, it just made it people easier, and they were eager to buy it because they had been getting it for free. I always say it's like the Disney concept when they did High School Musical early on. They did High School Musical 1, 2, and then High School Musical 3, I believe, or the fourth one, or whatever. You had to go to the theater to see it, but they gave you the first 2 or 3 for free. So similar, it's just easy. It's marketing. And I'm like, yo, promote crack and black on black violence. I'm saying this on a label owned by Damon Dash, dissing crack rap. Like, me always going into my space authentically, and the people who are authentic don't take offense because I wasn't talking about them. I'm talking about the people who didn't really live it that are promoting it. Those are the real people. I wish we didn't have to use, but if you're really selling crack and now you're making raps about selling crack and you're no longer selling crack, praise God. That's a step. You know what I mean? And hopefully you get to your 444 era, or currently where Dame is now. But if you diss them for being crack rappers, and really they wouldn't be able to be where they are today. And I know those two gentlemen alone have changed thousands of lives, if not more. And they've grown into fathers. And Dame was always pretty much father, but better, even better fathers and husbands. So who am I to say you can't talk about your authentic experience? But the people who aren't authentic are the ones I'm shitting on in this song and others. But yeah, like Dame could have took that the wrong way, but he put out the record. He knew what I was saying. I name dropped Karma Chi, Fundamentals. Man, that's one of the best groups. Shout out to Tariq and Karma Chi of the Fundamentals. 30 Days and a Plane Ticket. Bruh, that's the name of it. One of the first tapes I bought when I moved to the Bay. Okay. 30 Days and a Plane Ticket by Fundamentals, Comedic Sons, SUNS, or just Fundamentals, 30 DAZE, and a Plane Ticket, track 5, Funeral, one of the greatest rap songs of all time.
It seems there's way too many dreams up in this game. Selling wolf tickets for fame, nah man. Change the frame of the picture. I can sit back and just critique those who are not unique to the ears of Tariq. But I'm a participant when dissiment was popular. I wasn't just listening as a christening, but fought for the real of what I feel was productivity. It wasn't done easily, but I didn't like what hip-hop was giving me. As a consumer of old, back when boomers were cold, Adidas, see, we showed no control. So now we're in a contract for our souls. Major labels forced us in a bottomless hole with no way out. Now MCs don't know what rap's all about. Roughnecks want for shout, pretty boys want for pout, and everybody's representing, putting their 2 cents in. Tariq the conceptual's just another element in the new school forms. Like water throughout the norms, I transform. Hardcore like tenderloin porn, but yet don't have fables over 2 turntables. Maintain, remain stable until I can get paid full. La la la, la la la, la la la.
I bought that on Telegraph and Durant from Karma Chi, I believe himself. Shout out to Tariq. This is people I'm shouting out. Big Nose and IQ. If you ever want to go down the YouTube rabbit hole, because none of these are on streaming platforms. Hobo Junction, bro. They are so responsible for me. Even Log Cabin. Us going out to Venice Beach when Saphir was on the Wake Up Show, right after he battled, or a little bit after he battled Hyro and said they were going to be at Venice Beach with the Who Riders selling tapes. We went out there. But yeah. Hobo Junction, Night and Day, NITE and Day. Rest in peace to Saphir. Produced by Saphir. He has slaps as well.
Night and day, we grind long, rhyme strong, respect the game, violate my family and I'll take your life right away. Money and manhood, stacking paper, hobo soldiers keep the hustle on slow. Night and day, we grind long, rhyme strong, respect the game, violate my family and I'll take your life right away. Money and manhood, stacking paper, hobo soldiers keep the hustle on slow.
For 6 nights and 7 days, you're weak, a freak, a feeble foreigner. Your mouth is running vaginal game, you're tossed up. You need to bow down, you need to lick your floss up. You need to get up and out my crosshairs jocking. Telepathic combat, striking like a tomcat. A fat rat's no.
So I'm just shouting out Big Nose and IQ, because they used to be the dudes. Karma Chi, me, Eclipse, IQ, and Big Nose and Aesop were like my era. And the homies from Sidle People, they weren't really selling tapes, but we would be out there every day on Telegraph in my era. When Mystic Journey started touring, we were the ones like kind of filling the void that they left when they moved up. And that's the thing about rap, is like moving up and filling the void. That's another reason I signed to Warner Brothers, is to move up and let people in the underground have space to be great. I think that's the best thing that Ice Cube and Ice-T and LL did for the generation after them, was like they could have kept rapping, but they went into TV, which created room for the next level of MCs to move up and be great in that space, for Snoop to fill that space on the West Coast. And Snoop getting out of the way doing movies and being Snoop that's fucking everywhere makes room for a Kendrick to do the stadiums that he was doing. And it's just dope, man, when the progression happens. Because, you know, at the end of the day, in this era, we're all still entertainers. And not that anybody's wrong for not moving on. All you want to do is rap and be great. You know, God bless it. But I think that philosophy works as well.
8 dudes living in East Oakland, in a warehouse dreaming, hoping, smoking. Sold a little dope in, nothing but some weed just to keep the cash flowing.
Yeah, man. The East Oakland smoking, and the second verse, like East Oakland in a warehouse. Smoke, that's still one of my favorite verses of all time. Richie Rich on I Got Five on a remix. He just raps so slow. Like Oakland, smoking, tips to check, like, woo! So that was a shout out to that. Still one of my favorite bars and verses ever.
Token, where you from? Oakland, smoking, in attempts to crack the chest plate. The zips be so fluffy, the whole town love me. At every event, I'm sacked up, so if you need me, scream double R when you see me.
That song is just, I Got Five on a remix, probably one of the best posse because of all time. We could argue about that later. And then I had to go into this edibly, and something that's so incredibly. I shouldn't have drawn out the bleed. I should just write incredibly. A lot of new rappers do that. They start a scheme and drop it, or even rhyme schemes. They'll not rhyme the last word on purpose. And I could have done that there. I could have done better. It's just instead of saying incredibly, I could have just said, now Bruce Banner living life so incredibly. That would have been fire. And I just,
Controlling our destiny, blood, sweat, and tears over years was the recipe. And that equals longevity. Now Bruce Banner living life so incredibly. That mean my green on some folk shit. Y'all niggas think you like me? I'm insulted. I'm nothing like you dudes. You built your whole career posting shit on YouTube. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I think I even realized that like when I got the mixes back, but it was too much considering that long I thought I was cute. The album should be out soon. Family should be streaming now. Check out Gas Prices. We're going to start hitting you every week as we lead up to the album. There's still, I think, maybe 30 copies of the VIP vinyl left at mellowmusicgroup.com with no W. If nobody told you that, I fucking love you. It's the best rapper in LA podcast.
Gas prices higher than S and double OP. Nobody feel emotions, all we feeling is emojis. I'ma keep it solid like my OGs told me. We all going through it, so it's love when you approach me. I've been riding down the highway of life, saying prayers, asking God for advice. Tell the pastor, blessing, what's the price? Tell the devils and the weapons formed against me, it's a fight. I know the burden that I'm bearing ain't light, but kill excuses, can't complain about the plight. Cause I done witnessed worse with this very sight, so I keep my spirits high like I'm trying to catch a flight. And I don't claim to understand it, why it's so insane on this planet. Every day a blessing, I can't take that shit for granted. And I know it'll never give me more pain than I can manage. And for my brothers, I'ma be strong. If you need someone to lean on, feel free to bother me, cause I'd rather hear your problems than to make a RIP song. Gas prices higher than S and double OP. Nobody feel emotions, all we feeling is emojis. I'ma keep it solid like my OGs told me. We all going through it, so it's love when you approach me. Gas prices higher than S and double OP. Nobody feel emotions, all we feeling is emojis. I'ma keep it solid like my OGs told me. We all going through it, so it's love when you approach me. Stolen cable, I remember watching all that. Dope boy on the shawl dressed in all black. Lil' homie told me to get his ball back. Triple OG, that's what you call that, yeah. One time for the West. Best rapper, but I never been the best dressed. Jesus only had a role, didn't need to have a diamond on his earlobe. So who you tryna be like? I was selling weed when it would've got me 3 strikes. You was thinking midterms, I was thinking big worm. Show you better than I can tell you, that's how the kids learn. Started doing all the good that I could do. Now I live a life that's too good to be true. Eating tacos, sitting by the water, spoiling the daughter of my kid's grandfather.
Gas prices higher than S and double OP. I'ma keep it solid.
We all going through it. We all going through it, so it's love when you approach me. I've been broke down, I've been built up. Been poured out, I've been filled up. Battle scars on me healed up. Ain't lose my soul cause it's sealed up. Tell my bros, tell my fam, if you need me, I'm your man, understand. I'd rather shower you with praise than put flowers on your grave. Cause I've been broke down, I've been built up. Been poured out, I've been filled up. Battle scars on me healed up. Ain't lose my soul cause it's sealed up. Tell my bros, tell my fam, if you need me, I'm your man, understand. I'd rather shower you with praise than put flowers on your grave. Cause the gas price is higher than S and double OP. Nobody feel emotions, all we feeling is emojis. I'ma keep it solid like my OGs told me. We all going through it, so it's love when you approach me.